It's Doctor Who's big 2006 season finale. Like the last one, it involves a Dalek invasion of Earth and ends with one of the regulars leaving the show. The difference is this one is set on present-day Earth, like most of the season finales from here on. It does make it more relatable for the viewers, but it does mean they have to keep rebooting the continuity so that characters aren't blasé about alien invasions after living through a dozen of them. Luckily, this is still early on, so it still feels fresh, and the heartbreaking ending is one of the show's most memorable moments. The TARDIS lands back on the powerless state, but now they find that ghosts have been appearing everywhere on Earth for the past 2 months. There are cameos from various TV presenters of the time, but the best one has Barbara Windsor as Peggy Mitchell from EastEnders, exorcising the ghost of Dirty Den. It's a good shorthand to show how the world has been affected by this phenomenon. Ideally, there would have been more of a build-up towards this throughout the series, but obviously the Doctor would want to investigate the ghosts as soon as he found out about them. Almost immediately, the viewers find out that the ghosts have been summoned by Torchwood, and the familiar theme tune and logo is already present in all of their scenes. This is Torchwood 1, with Yvonne Hartman in charge, played by Tracy Ann Oberman, and she is definitely memorable, outwardly charming, but with an icy coolness inside that make it clear that she's not to be trusted. She's a great character, and thankfully she does return in the audio series. As it's Torchwood, the employees are all really horny. One of them is Adiola, played by Freema Agyeman, who lures 2 blokes away to be converted into Cybermen. I don't think she made much of an impression on me the first time round. She's okay, but it's really a very small part, and you wouldn't have pegged her as a future companion. Mind you, the same could be said for Karen Gillan in The Fires of Pompeii. The Doctor tracks the ghosts down to Torchwood, where he's taken aback by being welcomed by applause for once, which is a very clever tactic on Yvonne's part, and there is some good comedy as he introduces Jackie as Rose. The warehouse full of alien technology, reverse engineered from crashed spaceships, is a great hook, and it would have made for a good spin-off series in itself, like a UK version of Stargate. Sadly, the Cardiff branch of Torchwood is never quite on the same level. The Doctor's relationship with Yvonne is a fascinating mixture of respect and loathing. The scene where he manipulates her into stopping the ghost shift, simply by sitting down and shutting up, is a masterstroke. Of course, the Cybermen end up coming through anyway. Really, the size of the Torchwood earbuds should have made it obvious that they were doing a sequel to the earlier 2-parter. It's basically the same structure as the previous year, where they introduced the Dalek in the earlier episode, then brought them back for the finale. Thankfully, they don't do this again, as it would have got too predictable. There is an added element, though, as we have the mysterious sphere teased throughout the first episode, which turns out to contain Daleks. Specifically, this is the cult of Skaro, who don't actually seem that different to regular Daleks here, and they only really come into their own in later episodes. I think the Daleks' appearance was a surprise at the time. Only the Cybermen were spoiled in advance, so this really took the story to a whole new level. Daleks and Cybermen had never interacted before, and they barely have since, so this is still a pretty unique story. It's kind of like Alien vs Predator, where you don't really care who wins, you just enjoy seeing them blow each other up. They have a bit of banter where it seems like they might enter an alliance, but that doesn't really go anywhere as Daleks refuse to work with inferior species, although it could make an interesting storyline in the future. Apart from the Daleks versus Cybermen, there are also some big action scenes involving humans. The Cybermen taking over an ordinary street and kicking in people's doors brings the threat right into the viewers' homes, and the brief scene we get of the army fighting Cybermen is really good. It's just a shame we don't get a few more like that. At the same time, we also have the culmination of the Jackie and Pete storyline, which has been building up for the past 2 years. We've seen them both lose their other halves in different universes, and it is genuinely emotional to see them come together, as was obviously planned from the start. Of course, it is tempered with humour. The moment where Jackie declares there's never been anybody else, and the Doctor and Mickey both roll their eyes, is absolutely hilarious. The other big relationship is the Doctor and Rose, and right from the start we are told that it will not end well, with Rose claiming that this is the story of how she died, although that turns out to be a massive fake-out, as she's only legally dead. The new scene of Rose and the Doctor on an alien world is brief but very impressive, and we get several scenes of Rose making it clear that she intends to stay with him forever, making their parting all the more tragic. The big climax is an inventive way of ridding the world of all the Daleks and Cybermen, just sucking them all back into the void at once. It's maybe a bit convenient, but it's been set up well enough that you do kind of go along with it. And just when it seems Rose is about to follow them into the void, Pete pops up to rescue her. How he knew she was in danger remains unclear. I don't think they ever explained that one. But it ends with Rose and the Doctor trapped in different universes, like the kids in His Dark Materials. Of course, now we know that Rose comes back in season 4 and gets a happy ending. And there are rumours that this year's Christmas special goes back to Pete's world to see how they're all doing now. But at the time it looked like they were parties for good. And the final scene on the beach where Rose confesses her love and the Doctor almost reciprocates is beautifully played by both David Tennant and Billie Piper. I haven't always enjoyed their relationship. It seemed a bit too smug far too often, but they really sell it in the beach scene, and it's an absolutely classic moment. And then it's immediately undercut by Catherine Tate showing up out of nowhere in a wedding dress. The first time round I remember thinking it was Sarah Jane for the first few seconds, but then my heart sunk as I realised it was just that comedian who does loud obnoxious characters. Little did I know that Donna would end up becoming one of my favourite companions, but that's a while off yet. I guess ending on the Doctor being heartbroken might have been too much of a downer, and they wanted to emphasise that the story would continue without Rose, but the Doctor is now the viewpoint character of the show from now on. At least until he turns into Billie Piper. It's anyone's guess what happens after that. On the DVD there are 2 episodes of Doctor Who Confidential. The first has Russell T Davies talking about the return of the Daleks, and the decision to have them fight the Cybermen, and we see them filming the entrance of the Daleks, and the Doctor entering the Torchwood warehouse. There's a montage of Torchwood references throughout the series, some of which I did not notice the first time round, and Will Coyne talks about doing the ghost effects, and how they tried not to make it too obvious that they were really Cybermen. Part 2 shows them filming the Sucked into the Void sequence, with giant fans blasting Tennant and Piper, plus we see Billie being pushed around on a trolley. Russell T Davies explains that he would never kill the companion, as it's meant to be an optimistic show, and David Tennant talks about the Doctor's state of mind after losing Rose, plus there's a montage of Rose moments from the series set to sad music. There are also 2 commentary tracks, both full of actors. Army of Ghosts has Noel Clarke, Roger James and Tracy Ann Oberman. Noel mainly narrates the story as he did before, and the others mostly follow his lead, but we do learn that Tracy got pregnant at some time during the filming, and that Rosie was a big Doctor Who fan before he was cast. And Noel does a lot of hinting that he knows that Freeman Arduin becomes the next companion. Thankfully, this should be the last commentary he appears on, as he kind of ruins it. Doomsday has an in-vision commentary from David Tennant and Billie Piper, both in matching white t-shirts. We learn that Billie hates flashback episodes. David Tennant was filming the Christmas special at the time. Both of them watched Doctor Who Confidential. They talk about the problems they had keeping the script secret, and how cold it was filming the beach scene. Yeah, it's a really fun commentary. They obviously get on really well, and at the end they kiss each other on the mouth, as their characters never did. Good for them. Overall, it's another epic finale. The Torchwood reveal is satisfying after all the build-up. The Daleks vs Cybermen battle provides plenty of action, and the loss of Rose gives it a big emotional climax. I'll give it 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos, then you may want to join my Patreon, where you can read my reviews of 7th Doctor novels and 8th Doctor audios, among other things. Next week on this channel, I will be continuing my journey through the Whoniverse with episode 1 of Torchwood. I haven't watched the show in years, not since John Barrowman was considered a beloved TV personality, so it should be interesting going back for a rewatch. I think I should be able to manage 1 video per episode, at least for the first 2 seasons. Children of Earth and Miracle Day might just be 1 video each, but that's a while away. I realise that 13 straight weeks of Torchwood reviews might not be great for the views, so I will still be doing the odd Doctor Who video every 3 or 4 weeks. I've already got a copy of the 2007 storybook, so I'll do that when I need a break from all the swearing and shagging. In Torchwood, not in real life. See you next time.